Dear students and working accountants, welcome to my Smart Tally Prime YouTube channel. My name is Baburao from Hyderabad. So before entering into our topic today, I advise to you, please, if you want to learn Tally Prime, GST, TDS, TCS, everything perfectly and getting expert knowledge and become expert accountants, please follow all the videos in my channel in the same serial wise order and practice them very well. You will get a very good knowledge and you'll become a very good accountant. And then everyone, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have not already done, only once you can subscribe. And then you click the bell icon and select all option. You will get notification for all the videos which I upload in my channel. And every video, you please watch the video. Every video you watch till the end. Don't skip in the middle. If you skip in the middle or afterwards, if the work which is done, practical work done in the Tally Prime, you cannot understand and you will miss it. So watch every video till the end. And after that, if the video is good, please like my video. And in the bottom, in the comment section, please post your comment without fail. Okay, now we will enter into our subtopic today. Today, our topic is budget in the Tally Prime. What is budget and how to make the budget? That is the thing. What is the budget and how to make the budget along with the cost centers and how to controlling the cost in the Tally Prime. This is the thing. First of all, you will learn what is budget. See, budget means it is only estimation of revenue, expenses. Revenue means incomes and expenses, as well as the assets and liabilities in the balance sheet. So these are all things we will get estimation for a certain period, for 1 month, every month, like that, or once into quarter, every quarter, or once in every half year, once in a year, we'll make an estimation. Then generally, this is made, an estimation is for a specific period, estimation is made, and then that estimation is called the budget, and this budget is prepared and as well as reevaluated on a periodic basis. That is, every month we will prepare, we will see how the expenses and expenses are controlled, how they are going, spending more or spending less, all this that will be reevaluated on the periodic basis. But generally, you'll be knowing the budget can be prepared by every individual. So whatever his income is getting and how he has to spend the money. So like that, he will prepare the estimation. It's called a budget. A family also, what is the income of the family every month and how this amount is to be sent for the next month. That is the planning of the expenses. That is called nothing but, it is called a budget. And for every business also, so for controlling the cost, so they have to prepare the budget for the coming period. What is the income estimation as well as expenses estimation? Everything will be done. It is called a budget. And the government also, for every year, it will make the budget. So what is the total estimated income for the year and what are the different types of expenses, different fields on which amounts are to be sent? Everything will be done in the budget by the government. So budget is very important for every business also. And this budget is only an internal tool for the management. So it is not going to be reported externally to everyone. Balance sheet, profit and loss account, everything will be reported externally to it is made to known to the public. But here, this budget is only in only internal tool in the hands of the management for the controlling of the costs. Okay. And now this budgets can be made for three purposes. One thing is all the individual ledgers wise, like traveling expenses, one ledger, salaries, one budget, traveling expenses, one budget, like that, different expenses wise budget we can prepare. That is called individual ledger wise. Or take a group of expenses or incomes. So for that, you make a ledger. You make a budget that is called as group ledgers. So for indirect expenses, one budget, and all the expenses on that will come under the that group. And similarly, taking the cost center wise, cost center, what are the source, what is the method for which the amount is paid? So that is called a cost center. For example, salaries. In the case of salaries, there are different types of employees, managers or officers or assistants. So these are called as what you call the cost center. So cost center wise also we can make the budget, or all combiningly groups, and below that individual ledgers, and below that cost centers. Totally we can make the budget for combining all these three. Okay. And then when you are making the budget and comparing the budgeted figures, budget with the actual figures, and finding out the difference is called variation. The budget variance. For all these things, there are two methods. One is closing balance method, means it will take the balance only. It will not bother about it will not take into account the period, as well as what you call the different transactions. It will not take into account. It will take the period. So 50,000 rupees for 3 months. So it will take 50,000 rupees account balance, and amount spent. What is the amount spent every month? Total balance it will take. So this is called the closing balance in the account that is taken into account. It is called closing balance method. Generally, this method is used for balance sheet items like assets, liabilities. For this purpose only it will be used, but for expenses also it can be used, but it is best used for balance sheet accounts, balance sheet items. And the net transaction method is the second one. Net transactions method. In this case, this method we take into account all the transactions. Okay, that means we will take the average amounts we will take up, because we will take the transactions and how many, the budget will be divided into different, it will be taken into different, what you call the number of days for the whole period. What are the number of days? What is the budget for 1 day? And when you are evaluating for a month or quarter, how many days? And according to that days, what is the budget for that period? And then what is the actual amount? Like that, this number of the transactions will be taken into account. This is called net transaction method. So these two methods are used, and budgets will be made like this. And now we will go to tally prep here. So we will create a company. I already created a company, budget management with 23-24. So go to alter. Everything is same, no problem. Everything is same. The creation is the same. And then after creating the company, we will go to F11 features. It is already completed now, already created. So I'm pressing F11. So we require only the maintain accounts. That's enough. So bill-wise entry, we are not making any entries for the payment of bills. Bill-wise entry means for debtors and creditors. So that is not required. And then we are not making any inventories and all these things. So maintain inventory is not required. And taxes, we are not doing GST or anything. We are not maintaining. So leave all the everything, keep no, only maintain accounts. You make yes and accept this window. That is F11 features. Now we will go to, first of all, we have to make the budget, and in that budget you have to take the ledgers, groups, ledgers and costs, everything we have to take into account. And for that we have to make the budget, and when the amount is paid, we have to compare the budget with the actual figures. So for that, first of all, we have to make the budget. So first of all, go to create button, and here this is accounting. In the accounting masters, we can see the word budget of the ledger currency. We can see the budget, but it is not available here. So here directly we can go to create, or we can go to alter also, because if you go to alter button, we can see already created items, already created, we can see. And if nothing, a new one is required, we can create then and there. So here, if you select ledger, see here, and you can create, if you want a new one, you can create a new one. In the case of alter button, if you go directly to create, we can create only create. We cannot see what are all created ledgers. Similarly here, we can go to alter button. Then here, budget is required, is not shown here. So here, it is not in the F11 features, in the accounting masters only. So go to show more, click show more, then you can see the word budget. After the currency, budget is there. Click that, Now, see if there is anything is already created. If you click that, the budget will be shown. There is no budget here. Now you can create. Now we will take the one problem here. We will take a problem. See, in this case, there are three problems. First two problems we will take up. One is group indirect expenses and items, that is ledgers. Group and individual ledgers we will take up. Second one, group, individual ledgers, and then the what you call cost centers also. So three we will use. So first we will take up only two. Okay, here indirect expenses and then individual items, that is ledgers. Individual items, ledger name. Items, that is group and ledgers. So now here we'll go to this. Here we'll give the name of the name we will give to the budget. See here, all these are expenses only. So it is called as expenses ledger. We can call that as expenses budget. Expenses budget. Expenses budget. We can give it as 23-24 also. 23-24 and keep it as primary. And the budget period here is given as 1/5 to 31st July, because if we take April, 30 April, June 30, we cannot take. That is why I am taking this 1st April, May to 31st July. So 1st May 23 to 31st July. So this is the period of the budget. Budget period 1st May to 31st July. Generally it will be April to June, July to September, like that. But I am taking for the purpose of dates, I am taking May to July. And now we take the group and ledgers. There are only two seen. So cost centers are not seen. So in the second problem, we can go to cost centers. Here groups. So what is the group here? Indirect expenses is the group. The budget name is expense budget. That I take that expenses. Expenses budget. Expenses budget. Then expenses budget and then indirect expenses. Group is indirect expenses. That is group you have to take yes. If you take yes, here group name. So what is the name of group? Here indirect expenses. So you say indirect expense is the name of the group. And I told you there are two methods. One is closing balance method and the other one is net transaction method. We will take the closing balance method. And what is the total amount for the indirect expenses for the group? Totally for the whole group, the total budget is 95,000. So keep it as 95,000 rupees for the whole group. So this is over. Next, we'll go to the individual ledgers. So individual ledgers we create. Yes, we create yes. And then name of the account name. First one is rent. So take rent and balance type of budget is closing balance only. So here 20,000 is the budget for the rent. So 20,000 is the budget. Then LXT. Take LXT closing balance method. Balance amount is 50,000. So 50,000. The next one is telephone charges. Telephone charges closing balance method. Amount is 10,000. This is the budget amount. Budget. Then internet charges. So take internet charges closing balance method. Amount is 5,000 rupees. Then water bill. Take water bill closing balance method. And the amount is 10,000 rupees. So this is the budget for the 3 months period. For the period of 3 months, this is the budget. So we created budget. So we created the budget. Now we have to go to the actual payments. So budget is this is the amount of budget and what is the actual payments and what is the variation. The variation is called budget variance. Okay. Now we will go to the payment. So here I'm taking 3 months for the month of May. So we will pay many times. We will pay the amounts. For the month of June also we will pay. Again, July also will pay. But what I am doing is I am taking only one amount, single amount. I am entering one amount. Once only I am entering for the whole period. Okay. So now we will go to vouchers and payment will go. So I am taking as on 1st May. I am taking on 1st May. 1st May I am paying. Okay. Just take any date, or it may be in the middle of the month, every month in the middle or end of the month, anything. Okay. So debit you take up. You can take it as here. Take single entry method. Here account debit payment or receipt, it will be cash or bank. Then in the particulars, we will give the name of the expense or income. Okay, like this. Or we can take the without debit and credit. If you go to double entry, you can see the debit and credit. Okay. So all these are expenses. That means all debited. debit to be debited. So now budget we prepared. Now we will pay making the payment. So rent we will take up first. Rent. So what is the amount of rent? 30,000 rupees. This is the actual payment. 30,000 rupees. Again take debit and then LXT. LXT you take. LXT what is the amount? 40,000. 40,000 is the LXT. Again you take debit. It will come as credit automatically. Take it as debit and debit telephone. Telephone charges. Telephone charges is actual amount is 12,000 rupees is paid and again debit. Internet charges. So internet charges amount paid is 2,000 rupees. 2,000 rupees again debit and then last one is water bill. Last one is water bill. The amount is 20,000 rupees. So these are the amounts paid. Next credit. What you paid? You may pay by bank, through bank. Then in this case, you will give bank name you will give. Otherwise, you will give cash. So cash. So 1,04,000 rupees paid. See here. Here, budget figure is 95,000 and the actual payment is 1,04,000. So totally paid more. Expenses are more. But take individually. Some expenses are less. Some expenses are. This is more. This is less. This is more. This is less. This is more. Like that. Okay. So now we have to take cash balance is negative because there is no cash balance here. Just I am entering the payment. Okay. Now completed. So now budget we prepared and actual payments. That payments will be there for every month. April, May, June, July. But I am taking only one amount only just to see the use of the budget. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to go to the budget. We have to go to the reports, budget report. So here we can go to here, profit and loss account. So indirect expenses we can go. It will show all that. That we can do, or we can do. See here, display more reports. Go to trial balance. In the trial balance also there are. See here there are indirect expenses. If you click that also we can see. So go to profit and loss account or go to profit and loss account or go to trial balance. So take this amount paid. So this is the amount paid and we have to take the period. It is given from 1st April it is giving. So we have to take from 1st May to 31st July. Okay. This is the total amount. So the balance method, it is showing the closing balance only. Now here, if you take monthly, it will show only for 1 month because we paid in May. June, July also there will be there. If it is there, we can go to monthly. Now we will go to budget variance. What is the actual budget? What is the amount paid? What is the variation? That is budget variance. So F10 you can click or click this budget variation or click F10 in the keyboard. Here you see name of the variation we have to click. Which budget variation? This is the budget, name of the budget. But expenses budget you have to take. So expenses budget. So 1st May to 31st July. 1st May to 31st July. If you take, see here. So take it as the total amount for the whole period. So these are the amounts paid. So here we have taken the amounts continuously, the rent and without any order. But here it will take only in the alphabetical order. E is there, second one. So first one will be E. E, I, R, T, W, alphabetical order. Okay. Now, here this is over. Now you see, so this is the budget amount is for this period 50,000. Taking the total amount only, take budget is 50,000 and we paid 40,000 only. That means 80% only paid. We paid. That means we paid less. Here 5,000, paid 2,000. Here also we paid only 40%. So paid less. Here 20,000 means 30,000 we paid. So we paid 150%. 100 plus 50. That is 20 plus 10. 120, 50% we paid. 10,000 means 12,000. We paid 120%. 10,000 we paid 20,000. We paid double. That is 200% we paid. This is the actual amount. This is budget, expenses budget. This is the budget. Here, these are the actual payments. Then go to the, arrow mark. Go to the right arrow. Go to the right arrow. Then third column. In the third column, here, what is the variation? So budget variance here, expenses budget variance, the difference here. In this case, for 50,000 is the electricity budget. For 50,000, we paid 40. That means 10,000 rupees plus symbol, that is now positive means paid less. That is, we have balance. So 50,000 means we paid only 40. Still we have the balance of 10,000 rupees budget. That means we paid less. We paid 80% only. So 20% we have still. And the second one is we paid for 5,000. We paid only 2,000. 40% we paid. That means still 60% we have. So we paid less. These two are showing, not showing negative means they are showing as positive. So we paid less amount. And the other one is for 40,000 rupees, for 20,000, sorry, rent is 20,000. For 20,000 rupees, see here, rent is 20,000. Yes. So rent for 20,000 rupees, we paid 10,000. That means 150% extra we paid. That means 10,000 rupees we paid more. That is why it's showing minus. That is negative 10,000. 50% we paid more. And here it is 10,000 is the budget. We paid 12%. 12,000 means 120% we paid. That means minus 20%. We paid 2,000 extra. That means 20% extra. Like this we paid. So this is taking all the total balances. So if you take the second method is, the other method is net balance method. Go to budget and you take this budget and come down, come down, come down. Here take yes. Here take the balance as net balance, that is net transaction method. Save it, and here also take all these things. You give net balance method, net balance method, net balance method, net balance method, sorry. Net balance method, all these we are taking net balance method. So in this case of net balance method, so this is the amount budget for 3 months. It will take the total number of days in the 3 months and it will calculate the average per day. It will take the average per day and it will take the amount of budget for so many days for which you are comparing. That is, if you take 1 month, it will take the number of days for that month, and according to that number of days, it will take the budget. I will show you. So now we will go to, again, profit and loss account. We'll go to profit and loss account, go to indirect expenses. Here, you will take up 1st May to 1st May, we will take up, for example, 1st May to 1st May. So, but totally, this is the budget. This is the budget we completed. Okay, this is the budget. This is the closing balance it is taken. And now we will go to budget variance. So budget variance, take the budget. Here you see, the budget is, that is, first of all, when you take that, it shows the total amount. Now you take the period. We are taking 1 month. 1st May, you will take up 1st May to 31st May. That is 1st May to 31st May. That is for 1 day it is giving. It showed for 1 day only. You showed only for 1 day. 1st May. If you take 1st May to 31st May. So here it is taking for the average. How we will calculate, I will tell you. Here, what is the amount? What is the amount of rent? First one, what is the, you see the first one is, the first one is electricity. So what is the amount of electricity? It is 50,000. So see number of here days for May 31 days, June 30 days, July 31 days, total 92 days. So 50,000 rupees is the budget divided by 92 days. 50,000. 50,000 divided by 92 days. It is 543 rupees 48 paisa. This is per day. Okay. So here you take, now this is per day means for the month of May we are taking, for the month of May it is 31 days into 31. Per day into 31 will be the budget for this month will be, out of the total 50, 16,847.83 paisa. That is the budget for this month. So like that, all others, all items, all amounts will be like that only. So here, if you go to this, for example, electricity, then you take rent. Rent 20,000. 20,000 means, so 20,000 divided by 92 days. This is per day into 31 days per May. It is 6,739.13. 6,000 see electricity. Rent it is. I have taken rent 6,739.13. Like that, it will take the average. Okay. For example, if you take only for month. We will take for June. For June, in the sense, 1st June to 30 June you have to take, but 30 it will not take. That is why 31st, 1st May we take. Even if we take this also for June also, it will take 31 days because 1st June we are taking. If it is 30 June means 30 days it will take. Here you see, here it is. We have not paid. We have paid only in the month of in the beginning. That is where it's showing not actual amount, and it is not showing anything for the other months. We paid only for a few days. So if we pay for February, June also, it will show the variance. For July also, it will show the variance. That is why we are taking only for May, because we paid in May. So we are taking for May, 1st May to 31st May. It will show the daily budget. That is the budget for this period. Budget for this period. Next period also it will show the budget, but the actual amount will not be there. But the actual amount we paid on 1st. So like this, it will show. This is taking the net transactions for the net period is the second method, net transaction method. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, this is over. Now, what I do is the profit and loss account, I will delete, I will keep them, no problem, you'll keep them. The next problem is, here we have cost centers also, cost centers with budget. Here, total indirect expenses, 2 lakhs, that is group, indirect expenses group, 2 lakhs. And these 2 lakhs are divided into traveling expenses and salaries. So 2 expenses means 2, that is the 2 ledger accounts. There are 2 ledgers. For the 2 ledgers, we have to make the name of the account ledger account. And then for these travel expenses, again divided into 2 categories, domestic travel, international travel. So these 2 are cost centers. And here for salaries, officers and assistants 2. So we have to create the what you call cost centers also. So in this case, what we have to do is we have to go to the F11 features. In F11 features, we have to take the cost center. We know already how to do. So here, enable cost centers. You may have to enable this cost centers, then save the screen. Okay, over. Now you see these cost centers are related to all the incomes and expenses. So here, go to the ledger. See, all these are expenses only. Sales is a income. So for all the expenses and incomes ledger accounts, it will show in cost centers are applicable. It will show yes. Okay. Now you see, go to sales. Here, one more thing I will tell you. Here. One more thing I will tell you. 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. I will show you one more setting. So here in the F11 features, we enable the cost centers. Okay. Enable the cost centers. Now, if you go to the ledger, all the expenses, so electricity, in every expense, it has to show after this group, it has to show the cost centers are applicable, yes or no. It will show. It has to show that, but it is not showing. Why? So even though we enable that, it is not showing. If it is not showing that, then go to F12. See here, apply cost center for ledgers. So we have to apply the cost centers, make it yes. Okay. Then now you see automatically for all the expenses and incomes, revenues, incomes and expenses, it will show cost centers are applicable. Yeah, automatically it will be yes only. If it is no, we have to make yes. But generally it will be yes only. Like that, for all the expenses and incomes, it will be yes. Now, in this case, now we will go to the ledger. We will go to the budget. Go to alter, go to budget. Already there is one created. That is for the last problem. Now we will create a new one. Again, expenses, expense we will give. Expense budget. We will give simply expense budget. We will give bracket 23, 24. I am giving, previously I did not give bracket. Now I am giving bracket. So here, this is primary. And now the period is the same for this problem also. The period is the same. See here, 1st May to 31st July. 1st May to 31st July. 1st May to 31st July. Okay, go to group. So what is the group here? The group is already we know. Group is group 1. Group is indirect expenses only. Okay. So go to indirect expenses. Indirect expenses. So indirect expenses. Here, don't take any cost centers. Only in the cost centers you have to take. Others we have to take, because under the group there is no cost center. Under the ledger also, there is no cost center. Cost center is different. It is separately, it is under primary. And if there is any cost category, so under the cost category, we take the under cost center. But here there is no cost category. So cost center also will be not be under the indirect expenses or under the other ledgers. Okay. So not applicable. Now we take only this also we take net transaction method we will take up. And here, so what is the total amount? Sorry, I have closed this. Okay. So what is the total amount of indirect expenses? Total is 2 lakhs. So total is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs is the total amount of the indirect expenses. Okay, over. Next, we'll take the ledgers. What are the ledgers here? Only 2. Traveling expenses and salaries. So we'll take up traveling expenses. I created traveling expenses, no cost center, and then net transaction method. So for the traveling expenses, the budget is 50, total 2 lakhs. Out of that, 50,000 is for the traveling expenses. And the second one is salaries. Take salaries. Take salaries. Salaries also created, no cost centers. Take net transaction method. For salaries, it is 1,50,000. Total is 2 lakhs. So out of 2 lakhs, 50,000 for salaries, traveling expenses, and 1,50,000 is for salaries. Okay. So groups over, that is ledgers over. Now go to the cost centers. Yeah, we have to create that because ledgers we created, cost centers we are not created to show you. I did not create. Now you go to cost centers. What are the cost centers? So for salaries, traveling expenses, there are 2 cost centers: domestic travel, international travel. For salaries, officers and assistants. Okay, we'll take up. So here it is not created. So I will create domestic travel. So domestic under primary only. Domestic travel is it for the cost centers only? It will show expense or income. So sales also income if it's there, but take under income. If it is expense, you take under expense. So what is the domestic travel? That is the budget. This is budget only. What is the budget out of 50? 20,000 is the budget for domestic travel. So take 20,000. Okay. Then the second one is international. We have to create that international travel. International travel. So for international travel also, expense only. For international travel, it is 30,000. Total is 50,000 rupees for travel. So that is divided into cost centers. Now, for the salaries is 1,50,000. Out of this, officers 1 lakh and assistants 50,000. So create here. Alt C. Officers. So here, officers 1 lakh, isn't it? So officers 1 lakh. Officers 1 lakh, and then assistants. It is for assistants it is 50,000. Okay, for assistants 50,000. See, 20,000 for domestic, 30,000 for international, and 1 lakh for officers, and 50,000 for assistants. Okay, so now we created. So we created all groups, ledgers, then cost centers, everything there. So we prepared the budget allocations made. Now we have to go to the actual amount, actual payments, and here how it will be. The budget will be here. How the budget will be for it will take net balance, net transaction method means it will take the average. So in this case, for salaries, it is 50,000. So number of days are 92 only. May, June, July. So 92. So 50,000 divided by 92 per day will be 543.48 paisa. That is per day. So in this case, if you take for May into 31 days, it will be 16,847.83. 16,847.83. I calculated on in advance. So similarly, for others also, for salaries also, it is 1,50,000. The total 1,50,000 divided by 92 days into for May, it is 50,543. See here, 50,543, 50,543.48. It is for May, like this. Okay. Now we will go to actual payments. Now we will go to actual payments, voucher. But in this case, I have taken for the 3 months. Okay. First of all, this is the one. First May, we paid the money. So payment, you go to 1st May. What are the amounts paid? First I paid, first pay. It is 15,000 rupees paid as traveling expenses. So traveling expenses, how much you paid? 15,000, isn't it? 15,000 rupees for traveling. So take 15,000 for traveling. And this 15,000, how you paid? What is the cost center? Cost center is here, 15,000. Out of that, domestic travel 5,000. So take domestic travel 5,000, and international travel is the balance. That is 10,000 rupees for international travel. Okay. Then same thing here. And you can go to again debit. I will show you. Separately, we will, for salaries and traveling, we will make separate entry for this. In the next month, we will take combined entry. Credit cash. We are paying cash only. 15,000 rupees we paid. Okay. 15,000 we paid. Okay. Now, so this is for salaries. Traveling. And for salaries, we will take up the same month. Salaries we are taking. Salaries, how much you paid? Salaries we paid 45,000 rupees. 45,000 rupees. That is officers. Officers, how much you paid? We paid 30,000 for officers. 30,000. And assistants, it is 15,000 automatically. So it is taken to cash. So we made separate entries for traveling and salaries. In the next month, you will take combined entry. That is compound entry. Okay. Next, this is over. Then 1st June, we will take up 1st June. For the 1st June, we paid traveling expenses. How much you paid 1st June? 20,000 rupees traveling expenses. We paid 20,000, and domestic will be out of this. Domestic 1st June. Domestic is 15,000 and international travel is 5,000. And again, make it debit. Make it debit. Now you take salaries. So salaries we paid. What is the amount you paid for salaries? For salaries paid 65,000. So 65,000 rupees you paid. Out of that, officers, how much you paid? 50,000 for officers. 50,000 for officers. And for assistants, we paid 15,000 rupees. This is for the month of and to cash. So we made a compound entry for both in one entry, or we can make separate entries. So we are mixed because it is showing negative balance because there is no cash balance. So that is why it is showing negative. And then third one is 1st May. Next, 1st July, sorry. 1st July, and we'll take up traveling expenses. How much you paid for traveling expenses on 1st July? 30,000 rupees you paid. We paid 30,000 rupees. So domestic travel 20,000, and international travel is 10,000. International travel 10,000. And then again debit, then salaries. Take salaries. See here, salaries we paid. Salaries paid 50,000. 50,000. So for officers it is 35,000. 35,000. And for assistants it is 15,000 to cash. Totally 30 plus 50, 80,000. You see here, 30,000 plus 50,000, 80,000 we paid. Okay. So here completed the payment. So we completed the payment. For all the 3 months we completed. Now we will take up. So now we will take up the average we know. So as per the average you can take up. Now you go to the budget report. If you go to budget report, go to profit and loss account, take the indirect expenses. All are indirect expenses only. If you take budget, so monthly if you take, so it will show the 3 months separately. We paid for 3 months, but the first month, the old problem also there. That is why what we do is directly we take up budget variance. What is the budget here? Here, expense ledger is the budget now. Expense ledger. So expense ledger, rent, salaries and everything. So go to, take the date. 1st May to 31st July. If you take, see here, the budget, these are all completed. So budget is for salaries and traveling only these two. That is 1st May to 31st July. So we will take up. So variance we are taking. If you take the variance, it is showing totally. Total amount it is showing. See here. It is showing for the total amount it is taking. 1,60,000 total it is taking for the total period. We'll take month wise. 1st May to 31st May. If we take for 1st May to 31st May, see here, it is showing only salaries 50,000. I told you already. Salaries is 50,000 and traveling expenses 16,000. So for salaries, it's 50,443.48. 50,443.48 for salaries, and for traveling expenses 16,867. 16,867 for salary. That is the traveling expenses for the month of April. Okay. And now, what is the amount paid for April? What is the amount paid here? For that is for May, sorry. For May, traveling expenses are 15,000. So for May, traveling expenses are 15,000, means we paid 89% only. So go to the variance, that is budget, actual, and variance. If you go 1,847 rupees 83 paisa, that is 10.96% paid less. So still there is balance. And if you go to the other one, so salaries, if you go to salaries, 50,000, we paid only 45,000 for the month of, that is salaries. For the month of May, salaries are paid only 45. So 45,000 rupees paid means 89.303% we paid. So you come here, 5,543.48 we paid. That is the balance left. That is 10.367967 something. So that is the percentage. That is the balance left over. Okay. Now, then this is for the month of April. So for the month of May, 1st June, sorry, for the month of June, 1st June to 30 June we cannot take. We take 30 May. So the same thing will be shown. See, in the whole problem, for other periods, there is no payment. That's why they are not showing. For the April, all are shown for May. For June, they are not there. So they are not shown, only these two. So for June also, they are showing the same thing because we have taken 1st July. So it is taking 31 days. That's why it is showing the same amount. Otherwise, the amount will be different. So for the month of May, it will be 16,304. And here it is 48,913. But this is for 30 days. But here it is taking the 39 days. Thus, it will take the same thing here. It will take the same thing. Total amount it is taking. April, June. Okay, this is that. And then we will go to, sorry. Then we will go to budget variance. We will go to July. So 1st July to 31 July. So for this 30 July also, it is 31 days. That is, it is taking 30 days. 31 days it is taking. So if it is a licensed version for June, 30 days. If it is for a purpose, January, February, March, if we take, so January 31 days, February 28 days only. So it will show the budget for 28 days only. Like this, it will take. Here also the same thing here. So this is the amount paid. For the month of July, we paid 50 and 30. For the month of July, we paid 30 and 50. And here we paid for the month of the 20 and 65. That is in the month of June. Okay. This is for the month of May, July. So here you come. So here 543 rupees left over, the balance amount paid less. Here you see, here 50,543, we paid 50,000. That means 543 less. Here 16,347, we paid 30,000. So here, if you go to this, here we paid less, more we paid. Expenses are more that by 13,150 it is more, but here it is less. So like this, we can see the variance, and by seeing this, so how it is increased, so the management will try to reduce and control the cost. Okay, this is what they do. And for example, if we take up one income, we will take up. So go to budget. So here we will create a new budget. So for example, income, only sales we will take up. Sales budget. We will take up sales budget. So 1st April, 1st May to 31st July only we will take up only for 1st May to 31st May. Only 1 month we will take up. 1st May to 31st May. So group will be, what is the group? The group will be sales account will be the group. Don't take the cost center now. And now you'll take the net balance method. So for example, sales account, the totally we take 2.5 lakhs. 2,50,000 rupees for the group. and then go to ledger. Ledger means sales account only. Group is sales. Ledger means sales 18%, sales 12%, sales 28%. Like that, we can take different accounts. But group will be sales account only. In that group, we take up. Here also, we will take up only sales only. Sales you take up, no cost center. And here, come to net transaction only. Here, sales account also the same amount, 2,50,000. 2,50,000. Okay, sales. Now come to the cost center. Cost center also will be the same. That is sales account only. Sales is the sales cost center here. Cost center you have to create, sorry. Cost center you have to create sales. Sales you have to create. That is the cost center. And it is an income, not expense. So income. So what is the amount? 2,50,000 only. 2,50,000 is the amount. Only one account. That's why got all the three. We got 2,50,000. Now we will go to the actual payments. I mean the receipt only. So in this case, we will go to sales ledger. We will write. We will take cash. And here we'll give some name. Ramu, for example. Ramu we will take up. Okay. Ramu. And here, sales only we take up. We will not giving any item. Sales we will take up. For example, for the month of, this is for July we are giving. 1st July. We will take up, not 1st July. We will take up 1st May we will take up. For the month of May. 1st May we will take. And in the 1st May, we will give, for example, 75,000. 75,000 rupees. Now here the cost entry is sales only. Cost entry is sales, only one. 75,000. This is for May. And we will take up again for 1st June. We take up. For 1st June also, we will take up cash. And here we will take up some Venkat, some different name. Venkat we will take up. And here also we will take up sales. Sales we will take up. For the second, here also, for example, 75,000. Cost center sales, 75,000 for the month of June. For example, 1st July we take up. 1st July again cash. And we take up some Raghu, something. Raghu. Okay. And here, sales we take up sales only. Sales, what is the amount? For example, 1,50,000 we take. 1,50,000. Okay. So sales, 1,50,000. See, total is 2,50,000. First month, 75. Second month, 75. Third month, 150. That means totally 150. Total amount is 3 lakhs. So 50,000 rupees more in sales. But take month by month, we'll check up how it will go. So here, total is 2,50,000 is the total, divided by 92 days. 92 days into 31 days. The amount will be 82,239.13 paisa for the month of May. We'll check up. Now, we'll go to report. We'll go to report. See here, go to the profit and loss account. Now it is income. So go to the sales. Total is 3 lakhs. So here, month-wise is there. Go to budget. Go to budget. It is sales budget. Go to sales budget. This is for the month of May. We'll take up 1st May to 31 May. For the month of May. 31 May. For the month of May. So amount is, totally it is taking as 2,50,000 sales budget. Yeah. Total it is showing total 2,50,000 total. No, it has to show only 1st May to 31st May. Yeah. So this is the credit balance, 2,50,000. And here we got only 75,000. So the difference is 1,75,000 less. It is taking total. Okay. And then, sorry, we'll take up for the month of, now we will take up for the month of June. 1st June to 1st July you have to take. We cannot take the 1st June to July. So here, the actual amount is 1,50,000 for the month of July. Sorry, for the month of June. Oh, we have taken for the month of June. Acha, for the month of July, 1st July you have taken. So it is showing both June, July. So we have to take only in the education licensed version. If we check the exact date, it will show. So First month is 75,000 rupees is the 1 lakh, 2,50,000 means the balance it will be 84 for the first month, but we got 75. So the sales are less. Second month also 75. It will be also less. Third month will be 150 means it will be more. So like that it will take. Okay. If the dates are correct, you will get exact figures. Otherwise it will be wrong. Okay. Now, like this, we have to do this. And now in the problem, we have completed two problems. Two problems. First one and second one. See, third one is one separately, ledger wise separate, group wise, then group wise separate, then cost center wise separate, local travel and transit. This is cost center separate. You try this. The first one and second one, again you try with some other figures. You try and work, practice many times, then you will get a very good knowledge. Okay. So this is the thing. So we will close this with now. With this, so I'm closing the video because the lighting has gone down. So this is about the budgeting control. So you practice well, you will get a very good knowledge of this. You see the video once again and you practice more times, you will get the good knowledge. So with this, I stop this topic today, and I wish you learn well and wish you all the best. And thank you. We'll meet in the next video. Okay.